And here we go. We're recording again. Great to see everybody, at least on Zoom. And we're going to shoot for a live meeting in 2 weeks for those that are in Southern California. So something to look forward to. Good morning. A lot going on in the market. As you know, we're watching very closely what's happening and creating clarity around the opportunities that are there. Oh, and by the way, we want to say congratulations to John and Hannah. John McMonigal and Hannah McMonigal are celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary today. So we gave John a pass as far as the sales meeting attendance. So John and Hannah have a great day celebrating, and we're celebrating with you. Hey, I want to, as always, give a few-minute update on the market. I want to talk about something that's going to be more and more of an issue for us going forward. And really, it's an opportunity, and that's the issue of managing listings. And I've heard several comments this week, in the last week or two, from agents saying, gosh, what do I do? What do I need to do to market my listing? It's not selling in a day. What do I do? And I mean, I tell you, this is going to become the high skill for you in this business as a listing agent, is having command of managing a listing on behalf of your client, so they know what's going on, so they know how their home is competing in the market. And this is a distinct opportunity that we've missed in recent years because the seller hasn't really cared. Now they care. And for you to be the one that has the expertise to bring them clarity as to managing that listing process makes you just worth your weight in gold. And we're going to talk about that. So market overview very quickly. And this is updated as of last night, so very current. And these are Orange County numbers. But again, as we talked about, this is a microcosm of Southern California, and really the entire country in many ways. So as of last night, we now have broken the 4,000 active inventory, active listings mark, 4,041. And that is such a relief as far as what we've had now. Substantially more than we had a year ago, but in perspective, and we keep talking about this, 4,000 active listings in Orange County is not near enough. If you remember, if you were around way back in the day when we were heading toward the whole subprime issue and the market, there was a buyer's market, we had 18,000 active listings just in Orange County. Can you imagine? I mean, we haven't had that in all of Southern California in the market that we've been in. So about 4,000 active listings now. It's going up, but starting to level off as far as the rate of increase on actives. But what a welcome relief to actually have some inventory, so our buyers, have a chance of buying a house they love without competing against 10 other offers. Demand, about 1,700 pending escrows right now in Orange County. That's 3,400 transaction sides. When you look at closed, we're more than the demand. Closed for June, which was last month, 2,362. So that's, do the math. How many transaction sides is that? That's 4,700 and change transaction sides that closed last month in Orange County. There's our market. That is our predictable market. You contrast the closings in June last month versus a year ago, and it's about a third less. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Our adjusted market that we can bank on and depend on, it's about a third less than the all-time record sales that we experienced. But here's our market. And we've got this now as a new reality, as a predictable opportunity every month. And already with the adjustment of the market, where we're about 2/3 over what we had, we have 2/3 of the agents that were excited to compete against you for business a year ago that have disappeared already. They faded from the scene because, oh my gosh, the market's changing and it's not good anymore. So lucky for us, those of us that are staying in the game, the deals being done per agents out there working in the business is already substantially ahead of where it was a year ago. I hope you're kind of resonating with this, because this is our opportunity. And yeah, these numbers are going to be very predictable. This is our market. And we're going to have a predictable number of sales every month. We're going to track them. We're going to pass them on so you know what's going on. So market time, which has to do with balance in the market, has continued up a few days over the last few weeks. In Orange County, we're now at 72 days market time, still a seller's market. 60 to 90 days is a seller's market, not an extreme seller's market, but a slight seller's market. We're at 72 days. By the end of the year, we will get to a balanced market, very likely. Balance is 90 to 120 days on the market. We're not going to go anywhere near a buyer's market, but we are going to move toward a balanced market. Right now, it's still in Orange County, 72 days, seller's market. And the gift of balance and predictability and stability in the market is what we're seeing develop right now. And we haven't had it in a long time. Let's look at interest rates real quick. Big part of people's confusion and uncertainty. They went up last month to over 6.29, something like that, settled back down right now about 5.5%. And our market rates are about 5.5% today, even with the anticipation of the Fed raising rates three quarters of a percent, 75 basis points, in tomorrow, I believe. So this is our market. Very doable, very, very, very doable. And all this is information that you can use to pass on to your clients to give them perspective and confidence as to what's going on. And what's going on is very likely, no one has a crystal ball, very likely the best time for a buyer to buy in the next 5 years is today. With the inventory choices, with prices, where they are versus projections for appreciation over the next 5 years. Mike put out a great email, with those projections recently. Very likely the best time for your buyer to buy is today, because they're going to wait for prices to come down, and likely they're not going to. And rates today at 5.5, better than 6.3, and also. If we do move into a recession in the year or two ahead, rates will come down some and our buyers are going to have a chance to refinance. But even if they don't refinance, if they wait and prices don't come down, there's just no benefit to them. So stay informed, take notes on all this, make sure you're staying up on the numbers so you can be the knowledge broker and bring perspective to people that are looking for somebody to give them clarity and direction on the market. And our golden opportunity is for that to be us. So I noticed it didn't make the notes, but the heading I put for the topic, does my listing need better marketing? I've heard this question from several agents because the listing didn't sell in a day or a week or maybe even 2 weeks. So what do I need to do? Hey, here's reality. And you've got to have clarity on this, or your clients, sellers can't have clarity. If a consumer has listed their home with Agent Inc., we have exposed their home every way possible. We were spending money to syndicate through ListHub on top of every other syndication through the MLS. And Lauren talked a little bit about this last week. Maybe we can review a little bit this morning. Hundreds and hundreds of websites where that home is exposed. And what that means is no buyer in any particular market, no informed buyer is ever going to buy a home in that market without seeing that your Agent Inc. listing, because of our commitment to expose the property. And that is reality. So when your listing isn't selling in a week or 2 or 3, the issue isn't, oh my gosh, I've got to create new marketing. The issue is the house isn't attracting offers for a reason, and the marketplace tells us what that reason is. What you need to have clarity on and confidence around is that there are no fantasy marketing solutions for a pricing problem. And a pricing problem is just a price that is not in alignment with causing the market to respond. And I hope this is making great sense, because this is the issue. A consumer will almost always think, oh my gosh, I'm not getting offers. You, Mr. and Mrs. Agent, you're my agent. You need to do more because it is a marketing problem. And if you just market my home more, then I'm going to sell at my price. And you know, that's not reality. If the exposure is there and we ensure that it is because of our commitment to our marketing with every listing we have, if the exposure is there, this is not a marketing issue. It is an issue of the home not attracting showings and offers for a reason. And as you develop the skills to show that seller exactly how their home is competing in the market and show them why they're not getting more calls, showings, offers, now you are bringing value as a listing agent, and that's what they're paying us for. Now, the reason this is such a big opportunity for us, because out in the real estate marketplace, most sellers don't know why their home is not getting more offers and more showings and is not in escrow. They don't know because the agent hasn't taken the market, taken it to the seller in context. So the seller sees exactly how their home is competing in the market. If we don't do that for the seller, then they believe they have at their chosen price. And again, seller sets the price, they choose their price. They're the owner, we're not. The seller has chosen a price. The market's not responding to that price. And there is a reason, but unless we bring the market information to the seller in the context so they see clearly how their home is competing in the market, then they're going to believe that it is a marketing problem. And boy, are you a commodity and a value to your client when you can show them how their home is competing in the market. And we'll continue to talk about this, and we'll bring some examples to homes that are now in the market in real time that aren't getting offers right away. In fact, I talked to Karen Williams yesterday about her beautiful listing in Laguna Beach on Crest Street. Been out on the market now a few weeks. We haven't had a call. We haven't had a showing. And when you look at the price for that property, in line with comparables, her price per square foot isn't way out of line. But as we dig down, what we're finding is all the comps have better ocean views than her listing. That is a key part of why she's not attracting offers. So we're going to educate that seller, and we're going to show them what they're competing with, how many homes are on the market in the price range like theirs. We're going to go back and show that seller, here's what's in escrow right now. And some of those have gone into escrow while you've been on the market. And why did the buyer choose those homes and not yours? Because they knew about yours. And this is where you bring such value to your client, because when you can show the seller exactly how their home is competing in the market, now you're equipping them and you're educating them and you're empowering them to make a good decision as to their pricing strategy to accomplish their goal. Does that make sense? This is judgment neutral. I'm not telling a seller, you're a good person if you want to price lower, and you're a bad person if you want to stay at a higher price. That's not my job. My job is for that seller to understand, if this is a listing under my management, my job is for that seller to be crystal clear on what their probability is of going into escrow in the next 30 days. And if I do not educate them appropriately with market information, they are going to always believe that they have a 80–90% probability of going into escrow in the next 30 days, when the truth is the market data is showing that they have a 5%, 10% probability of going into escrow in the next 30 days. And when that disconnect exists, it's because of a lack of leadership by the listing agent. And so it scares me to death when an agent comes to me and goes, gosh, my listing's been out there for 3 weeks. I don't know why we're not selling. And I just cringe, because one thing I know for sure, if the agent isn't clear on why that property is not attracting offers and showings, the seller's not clear, because the seller's depending upon you, the listing agent, me, the listing agent, to understand how their home is competing in the market. This is a high skill that when you get good at this, you are a commodity, and my gosh, you are worth your weight in gold as far as a commission that you're earning, because you're bringing the leadership and the information to that seller that will empower them to make a good commission. And this is such a high skill to learn. Most of the agents, listing agents out there, they really don't know it. And so we're going to all learn it and review it and become great at it together. And you are going to be so valuable to your client. And you're also going to have such confidence that you can't wait to manage your next listing because you know how to do it. And those key variables as how big is the buyer pool in Laguna Beach for a 3.8 home right now? How big is that buyer pool? It's not a guess. There's an actual number that are selling every month. And we're going to show the seller that. And then when we have that buyer pool number, and by the way, it's fact, it's not, it's not a mystery. And when the seller's clear on that number, now we're looking at how many homes are we competing with right now in this price range for that buyer pool. And we start putting these pieces together, and it's such a gift to have market information that gives us clarity. Most agents in our industry do not have the skills to tell this story and bring this information to the sellers the way that you are going to do it. And this is just such a great opportunity for us. So be thinking about these things. We're going to continue the conversation on developing these skills, because it is the high skill for a listing agent in a market that's a normal market or a buyer's market to give you the expertise to guide that seller. And when you do that well and they accomplish their goal, not only are they using you again, they're referring you to their friends, and you cause success to happen for that seller. So loving this opportunity, because these skills now are going to matter more and more, and they flat out haven't mattered that much in a market where the seller says, hey, I'm going to have 10 offers in a day. I don't really, not only don't think I need you, I don't want to pay you very much commission. So great opportunity here for all of us. And we're going to get very good at this. I hope this is helpful, and we are going to continue this conversation. Couple things real quick. The Tom Ferry Summit is in Dallas, August 23rd to 25th this year. And I know most of you aren't in Dallas and probably aren't going to go in person. That 3-day summit is so valuable, and there is an online opportunity to just participate online. But Tom is an incredible aggregator of what successful agents are doing literally around the globe. And there will be valuable information. It's midweek in August, 23rd to the 25th, but be thinking about participating. I know we have a new Agent Inc. agent in Dallas, Alex Korvasek, who's not on the call today. I know he's celebrating his daughter's 21st birthday. And Alex, I know your daughter just got her real estate license as well and is going to work with you. So a shout out to you. You might be our Agent Inc. representative live for the summit event with Tom in Dallas.
Well, so I'm here. I just stepped away. We've been listening. So yeah, so she turned 21 today. Thank you so much for that. And she's looking forward to signing up here. We're going to be on vacation next week, and then she's signing up in a couple of weeks, and we'll get her rocking and rolling.
I love it. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, congrats to your daughter, and
thank you.
Excited about everything we're going to grow in Dallas, and that summit event might be something that Alex that you want to do. We'll talk more about that. But hey, this is the market where agents are going to grow because they're intentional and they're seeing opportunity to fill a void for a lack of knowledge, a lack of leadership. And these agents are going to explode. And I want all of you to be in that camp. So let's continue this conversation. I got a chuckle out of Carrie Thompson yesterday on our skill development call, because the week before she had handed out door hangers to her farm of 355 people in the morning, or had to be early because she was on the 9 o'clock call and been out. And we talked a little bit about that. And she said, what I'm doing in this market, I'm taking massive action because I see the opportunity, because so many agents just don't know what to do. They don't know what to make of the changes. I'm taking massive action. And she made a comment that I wrote down. She said, hey, I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I'm a dog mom, and I'm a wife, and I'm still, and I'm taking massive action. Now, I don't think that was I don't think she was saying that that's her order of priority, but she's saying these are all my identities. And yeah, I'm going to make it all work. I'm not going to sacrifice my life, but I'm going to take massive action to capitalize on the opportunities in this market that yet haven't been there. So right on, Carrie. This is exactly the attitude to have. And I am loving this opportunity we're going to have to bring Agent Inc. to the world in a market where our marketing matters more, our skills matter more. And Lauren, I know you're going to spend some time today talking a little more in depth on marketing. Do we want to jump to you, or Mike, do you want to go next?
Well, I'm just going to kind of piggyback a couple of things that you brought out, Scott, and they're from my experience in very tough markets. Okay. Number one is that for you to be valuable to your clients, you first of all have to believe and understand the market yourself. If you're panicked, your client will be panicked. If you're calm and you know what to do, your client will remain calm and look to you to guide them as to what to do. So the first thing you need to do is work on yourself. The second thing you need to realize that in a highly competitive market, there's really only two things that a seller has control of to change. Two things that matter. One is price, and the other one is product. And when I say product, I'm talking about the presentation of the product. They can cut back trees, they can repaint the house, they can paint the rooms, they can stage certain things, and you can photograph it. That's a change of product. So the only two things that are ever going to matter in a highly competitive market are either change the price or change the product, period. There is one I don't want to call it a silver bullet, but I'll call it a bullet that's in our arsenal that we haven't talked about for quite some time, and that's our auction platform. In a highly competitive market, having a property that's in an auction is the most differentiating thing I can think of from its competition. So we are entering into a marketplace where people might very well want to take advantage of our auction platform. So be aware of that, and be aware that it is a phenomenal marketing tool to differentiate a property from another property, despite everybody knowing everything that's on the market. So keep that in mind. Now, there's some other things I just wanted to share with you very briefly. And these things are about not only our business, not only how we treat our clients, but our life. And the first one is the golden rule. We don't talk about the golden rule enough when it comes to business, but in reality, that if your business practices follow the golden rule, you will be highly successful in your relationships. And that golden rule is very simple. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's it. If you can, in everything that you do, if you can keep that in mind, whether it be communicate with your clients, whether it be dealing with difficult clients, difficult agents, difficult sellers, difficult vendors, difficult friends, difficult children, just keep that in mind. The other thing that I have always stressed and will always do, there's one other thing: always take the high road. Always take the high road. We're not about vengeance. We're not about trying to make somebody look bad. We're not about arguing with our clients. We're not about arguing with others. We want to always take the high road. And when you always take the high road, in the long run, you win. And there's one other thing I want you to keep in mind, and this one I really really try to stress with my daughter who's 22, okay? And this is so important. If someone treats you badly, just remember that there is something wrong with them, not you. Normal people don't go around destroying other human beings. Keep that in mind, guys. And in all your relationships, follow the golden rule. Always take the high road. And always remember that when people get critical, it's not about you, it's about them. Okay? That's all I have for today. I want you to take that throughout your business life, your personal life, your religious life, whatever you want to do. Follow those 3 things. And I guarantee you, you'll be more successful and have a hell of a lot more fun. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work.
Words of wisdom, my friend. Thank you.
Well done, Mike.
All right, Lauren, talk to us
Okay.
about marketing.
Hi, everyone. So I quickly wanted to remind everyone that we will be having our Tech Tuesday following this meeting on the same link. And if you're wondering what that is, that's when we really go over our technology stacks, which are options. If you're in our, let me show you on here, actually. If you're in any state other than California, this is already included in your onboarding. However, if you're with us in California, we have a bunch of options through our technology stack memberships. I did get a couple questions yesterday of agents that are in California asking how they get access to our CRM, which is called AI Touch. So you actually do need to have the bronze membership to get AI Touch and also access to the personalized mobile search app. So if you're in California, you can join the bronze package here. However, if you're in Texas, Washington, Florida, or any of the states that we are entering into, this bronze package actually becomes complimentary with your onboarding fees. So like I said, if you're looking to join a CRM, I would highly recommend joining AI Touch. It's super easy to work with. Whenever Katie or anyone in our marketing department comes out with a new template, all you really have to do is forward it on to your coach at AI Touch. She can upload it for you into your account, and you can simply say things like, send this out to my Flower Streets farm, or send this out to my family and friends for Thanksgiving, or send this out next Tuesday at 2 p.m. and please send me the report afterwards. So you can see exactly how many people are opening those emails. So that's a great system that we have. We also have our personalized search app, which is the Agent Inc. app, which you can get in the App Store on your smartphone. So if you go to your smartphone, you can search Agent Inc. and you will get the search app. The benefit of having a personalized one is you can send it out to all of your contacts and your farm area. So if you get their phone numbers or emails from Title, you can send out a link to kind of download this app. It works just like Zillow. It's actually a little bit better than Zillow in the sense that it shows you down to the minute how long an active listing has been live. So that's a great tool as well. And then as you move into the other packages, there's Silver, Gold, and Platinum. For individual agents, I really recommend going with the bronze or silver package just because it's more just meant for one agent versus being on a team. I would recommend the gold and platinum. However, silver has something called Resora, which if you're familiar with that, it's kind of a big mass email tool. And we are able to go in there. We already have Agent Inc. templates. And basically what happens is when you make any change in the MLS, so that could be a new listing, a just sold, or price improvement or price reduction, it'll automatically send out to your sphere of influence that listing in the Agent Inc. template. So it's automated marketing that goes out on your behalf. So again, if you have any questions on that, there is a meeting that starts in a half hour. It'll be on the same link, going over our technology suite or technology stack. And then I also wanted to, sorry, my dog is jumping up on me here. We have Agent Elevated. So this is a great place for all of you that are looking to, stay in touch with all of the real estate news, as well as if you ever have any questions on an upcoming class or you're looking for a recording, you'll want to go to agentelevated.co. So agentelevated.co, and then to log in, you would click on Agent Inc. login, and it'll simply take you through your Microsoft Agent Inc. login that you get, or you can just go ahead and register your account. So the good thing to know about this is a public facing site, meaning it's not just for Agent Inc. agents. So I'm going to sign in here. Hold on. So once I'm logged in here, you'll see under groups, I'm gonna turn off my thing right here, but under groups, you can join the Agent Inc. group, which is for our Agent Inc. agents. You can join our Texas group as well. We have a 40 days of farming class. Hopefully you guys are seeing my correct screen. Okay, good. We have our OC agents. I know there's a San Bernardino agent group in here. We have a place where you can make groups if you'd like to. For example, I can see Dusty went in and made one for his group or for his team. We have commercial. You can post off-market opportunities in here, buyer needs, tech support, things like that. So it's really a great place for you to go in and kind of mingle with other agents. Like I said earlier, this is not just for Agent Inc. agents, it's for agents across the board that are looking for a social media site that is really all just real estate based. So that's in the group section of this. Under recent activity, this is where you can go in and see all the recorded classes. So here is, for example, the listing presentation class. I'm working on changing out the image here, but this is where Scott and I actually went over the listing presentation page by page. So you know how to do that when you're in a listing presentation as well. You can see in here, let's see, I know there's a lot of notifications because I'm on the admin one. You can see the different group covers on here. Today's sales meeting will be posted in here as well, and it'll be pinned at the top for the next week or so. So I'll just go in here and add the meeting as well. You can also go under calendar. So our calendar will show all of our upcoming classes. You can see that today at 11 a.m. we have our Tech Tuesdays at Agent Inc. and it'll be on this Zoom link. So again, I'm just kind of going through the top sections of the site. There's courses in here if you want to enroll in our upcoming classes. You can see different members in here and add them as a friend. It really works just like Facebook does. You can go in and connect with different agents. You can invite agents that aren't even a part of our team so they can join some of our classes that are open to the public. It's really just a great place for people to go in and post pocket list or off-market opportunities, as well as kind of just staying in touch with all of these kind of things that are going on in our industry. So again, if you have any questions on this, I'm sure we'll have another class pretty soon. It's a great place just to go and get recorded classes, to go in and join different groups, to post your buyer needs. The cool thing about this also is when you're sending your buyer needs via email, you guys, once someone reads it, they probably won't remember it a week from now, right? However, if they go into this group and they join the group that says buyer needs, they can actually go in and search for specific things in here. So it doesn't go towards the end. People might delete that email. This is just a centralized place that are all specific. It's a great place also for you to post your vendors if you're looking for, a great handyman or someone that specializes in pools and things like that. You could go in here and put that vendor in here as well. So again, it's just a great place for you to go in and kind of have everything just centralized. And again, it's all real estate based. So that's our Agent Elevated section. And then really quickly, I did want to touch on ListHub again. So for everyone that has an active listing, I'll log in here one moment. Everyone that has an active listing with our brokerage, Agent Inc., you will actually get access to these reports. Let me pull this up. I'm actually on Safari. So under inventory, you can see, and right now I'm in our desert facing MLS. So this would be all of Diane Buckingham listings and also our other agents that are in the desert. So the cool thing about this is I actually will go in and schedule a report. So for example, Diane, I'm not sure if you're on here, this looks like one of your leases. You would actually want to go in and either send this to yourself as the agent and forward it off to your seller, or you can send it to both. So say I want to send it to myself and I also want to send it to Diane. Let's pretend I'm the seller here. I'd send my seller first name, last name. Oh, I kind of did this wrong here, but and I can have it here. So I'm going out of order. This I can send either once a week, so Wednesday of every week, the first of the month, or the 1st and 15th. The cool thing about these is it'll show you exactly how many detailed views you're getting per week on each website. So that's something a lot of brokerages don't offer. Again, if you have an active listing with us at Agent Inc., you will have a login sent to you from List Hub directly. If you're missing that, please reach out to me as well. I'm going to put my name in the chat here, my email. So if you have an active listing, you will get something that prompts you to log in here. And if not, when you do get that active listing, it'll kind of automatically happen. So everyone should have access to these reports to be sending to their sellers. It's a great tool, and I know that a lot of other brokerages don't have this. It's just kind of the more information that you're able to give to your seller, the better, and the more confident you'll feel when you're seeing how many views it's getting, you know, if it's priced correctly, as Scott was saying, compared to how the market is. It'll probably be getting a lot more views, and it's kind of something that you can use when you're, you know, trying to negotiate with your seller to do a price reduction or to kind of educate them more on how the market is going right now. So again, these are just a few different tools in here. I hope everyone can join us for the technology stack meeting at 11. Again, it's just a great thing to have if you're looking to boost your business, especially if you're someone like me that's looking to really improve on their email marketing and things like that. I did also want to let you know that our next magazine, we have just finished it. We are planning to launch that to the team the first week of August. So mark your calendars. I will be sending out an invitation to you guys pretty shortly. In the meantime, if you'd like to look at our current magazine, it's on elevatedmagazine.co, and it's also on all of our websites. So if you go to agentinc.com or any of our ancillary companies, you'll see that there's a small pop-up with the magazine as well. If you'd like to personalize it, you can always email our marketing department. We'd be happy to get you at least a digital version of it. Again, that's at no cost to you as the agent to make it seem like you're the editor of your own magazine. However, if you'd like to get it printed, they go for about $20 or $22, I believe, with shipping each. And obviously, if you get more, that price will go down as well. Just another quick reminder, if you haven't been on a sales meeting in a while, we all have the .com emails. So originally, for example, if I was Lauren at agentinc.co, I now have Lauren at agentinc.com. But don't worry, if anyone emails the .co email, it will still go to my new email and you don't have to worry about signing in. However, if it does, for whatever reason, log you out, when you're logging back in, just be sure to use your .com email with the same password that you've been using before. Hopefully that makes sense. It kind of sounds confusing when I'm looking back on what I just said. But if you need a password reset or anything, please reach out to office staff. I know Layla can do it, Christine can do it, Mary can do it, and I can do it as well. Again, I don't think it'll prompt anyone to sign out, but if it does, just use your same password that you've been using this entire time and use the .com login. Yeah, that's basically it for today. I know that's a lot of information. Scott, am I missing anything you wanted me to go over?
No, this is great detail, because what you just brought is a piece of the puzzle that the seller needs to see, that here's how many people are looking at your home online. Well, it's not very many. Well, does that mean agents aren't looking? Well, actually, we just looked at the numbers earlier today, where 57 homes are going into escrow in Orange County every day, which means there's hundreds of offers every day. So now the question for the seller is, if they're not looking at my home, what are they looking at?
Right. And I've noticed too, a lot of people, when they have their Zillow searches up, they're on a saved search, right? So when they're looking for that price range, if they're looking for, between 500,000 to 2 million, if your listing's at $2,050,000, it's not going to show in their search, right? So if you can kind of show them if it is overpriced, and you can show them, hey, it might actually, like if it's obviously overpriced, it might be seen more by people who are actually more apt to make an offer if they do that little price reduction or base it really on the market and how the market is right now. So that's something I've noticed.
Yeah, and this is kind of master's level detail as far as market dynamics, but we're going to make it very simple for you to educate your seller on the basic fundamentals that give them a clear picture on how their home is competing. And it is so much fun to be good at this. It is so much fun to be a commodity because you're bringing the information that causes success and it leads to the growth of your sales practice. Controlling the inventory in any market is the key to real estate success. Because we're all going to get tired with someone in our back seat every day, running, showing, writing offers. When you have the listing and you control the inventory, everybody works for you. When you're taking Sunday off with your family or doing whatever recreation you love, the entire real estate world is still working. They're showing your listing, and controlling the inventory makes this real estate career so doable and enjoyable and successful. So as you can tell, I'm pretty amped on this topic, and there's a lot to unpack over a long period of time, but we're gonna do it together. So great.
I did also want to let everyone know too. So we do this is what we're looking at on the screen right now. This is our Orange County housing market summary. I know that we do put quite a few different counties out every Friday. So if you're looking to do something specifically for where you live, again, just pull the statistics. Not all of us in the marketing department have MLS access. Just a few of us do. But the more that you can pull and give to us, the more we can kind of build something out for you as an agent. Another great tool, and I've noticed a lot of agents, even outside of Agent Inc., have been doing this. You'll see a lot of these statistics on here. I think there's about 10 bullet points. They have numbers, and like, for example, the expected market time, 51 days. If you are posting on Instagram, you're posting on Facebook, a cool thing to do with people that are following you is leaving out that number and then having it kind of be like a quiz, or they can guess that number, So for example, for homes priced below 750, what is the average market time, right? And then they can guess. You can put 50, 51, 70, and 10, right? And then just to get people to interact with your posts like that, this gives you about 15 different quizzes on here that you can be giving to your following. And I also wanted to kind of give I wanted to do this every single meeting, is a quick little marketing tip. So in March, the CEO of Instagram announced that hashtags really don't matter anymore. And if you notice on Instagram, you won't see that so many people are adding in those 30 unnecessary hashtags anymore. They're actually using SEO. So the keywords that you have in your captions are what's going to pull your post to be on the explore page, if that makes sense. So those hashtags I'm not saying not to use the hashtags anymore, but the CEO himself even announced by using 3 to 5 hashtags, you're actually going to get, and using more focus on the keywords, you'll get more views on whatever you're posting. And I wanted to also give a quick shout out to Billy. I'm not sure if he's on here. He is with us in Texas. I saw that he's been posting all of our reels his reels after our social media class that we had. And I saw that for having 300 followers on Instagram, he's well over 10,000 views on one of his reels. And I think he's really kind of growing quickly. So good for him. And just wanted to let everyone know that we will be having another social media class once a month. So stay tuned for that one as well.
Yeah, actually, I want to say something about days on market and all that stuff. I'm going to share, this is statistician stuff, and this is about communication. Posting one number like 51 days on the market means absolutely nothing unless it's compared to another number, period. So 51 days on the market, if the average over the last 10 years has been 250 days, then 51 compared to 251 becomes a real story, okay? If the average days on the market has been 10 and now we're up to 51, that too says a real story. It's in context. But posting one number all by itself without another number to compare it to and have a story doesn't communicate anything to anybody. And so you want
context. It just doesn't bring any context. Mike,
right.
You have to put it into context, because otherwise it has no meaning to anybody. Okay?
Right. So a quiz that I did on my personal one last week was I put last year the average FICO score for a new home buyer was X. And then I put this year it is X. And I had them guess and kind of quiz to see. It's all about getting engagement with people that are following you. That's what I'm trying to say on this.
Yeah, the art of bringing information to your client in the proper context is the high skill. And most of your clients want it at the third grade level. They want simplicity. Yeah,
They want bullet points.
they want bullet points. And
Yep.
to Mike's point, I had this exact conversation with Karen Williams yesterday that 90 days, average days on the market. But Karen, that includes the houses that sell in a day and the houses that have been on the market for a year. And so context, context, context. And to Mike's point, market time in Orange County, we mentioned 72 days. Right now, we started the year in the lower 20s. So we've seen a dramatic change.
But in 2019, that might have been 150 days. So
Well,
just,
bingo.
yeah, I mean, just to keep it all in context, it is so incredibly important because that context is what people use to make decisions. Okay. Without that context, they can't be confident in any decision that they may make.
And that's where we have a golden opportunity to bring them the information so that they see it in context. I mean, you are worth your weight in gold when you get good at this. And I mean, I'm loving this opportunity. We're all gonna work on this together. Great stuff. Great feedback. Thank you, Lauren. Jerry, I know you've got a minute or two as we wrap up here. So, welcome.
Yeah. Let me just briefly touch on something. I first want to welcome all of our fellow brokers and agents from Florida, from Texas, from Washington, Nevada, Idaho. I mean, we're just so happy to have you with us and be part of this dynamic and exciting growth. I wanted to just get back to a couple of basic things, and I'm going to be brief on this, but let's remember when we're talking about commercial real estate, there's really two primary classes of buyers. They're the owner users, those that are buying the real estate or leasing the real estate for their own internal use. And then there's the investors who are buying the land so that they can turn around and lease out their properties. And these categories can actually be further segmented by what I call capital markets, which is the 30, 50, 100, $200 million properties. There's large institutional investors that are aggressively going after this market. They believe it's one of the safest refuges in which to invest because they get income and they get appreciation potential. And depending on how they manage their assets, it becomes more valuable over time. So even through COVID, the capital markets were very aggressive in investing in the capital market real estate sectors. And we categorize them by what I categorize them by hot, warm, cool, or something different. And so if you look at the markets now, the capital investors are really investing in medical. They're investing in industrial logistics. It has not slowed down. These markets are hot. The values keep appreciating, and the ROIs, return on investments for these properties, are also very strong. So naturally, it's going to draw institutional funds and institutional investment money. Retail is what I consider to be warm. And by warm, it means it's a good market. It's a real good market. But many of the larger retailers are reinventing themselves. Even a company like Amazon, who's very aggressive in industrial and logistics, they're also becoming a big factor in retail. Macy's is going from those big stores into smaller stores. And you'll find that there's a really rethinking of logistics, of how they're delivering products to people online. But the retail is still very, very strong. And so I would call that in a warm or reinventing stage. Hotels, this is kind of interesting. It's strong, but it's uneven. And by that, we mean certain areas, geographic areas, are dynamic. They're doing terrific. They're seeing occupancies like they've never seen before. They're getting great revenues. while others are not so much. And it just depends on the geography of where they are. And I'm sharing these things with you so that you are knowledgeable when you're talking to your clients. Office, by the way, is cooling. That even though the office market was not very strong during COVID, matter of fact, it was very weak, it's still cooling. There are opportunities there. And for those of you who are working on leases like Todd, don't get frustrated by this. These opportunities will be there when you're ready to lease your properties. But so we have a mixed market in the capital markets. But what's happening to the mid-market investors? Well, just prior to COVID and through COVID, a lot of you had terrific buyers that wanted to invest in these markets, but obviously they weren't going to compete on these high ends. And so there's lots of opportunities for smaller industrial, smaller retail, smaller medical facilities that you can buy. But many of you found it to be extremely frustrating because there simply wasn't the available product out there. Cap rates were going through the roof, and it was very challenging. Even getting financing was getting challenging for the last 2 to 3 years. Well, guess what? With some of these market sectors cooling or being uneven or being warm, it's drawing the capital markets away from the smaller mid-market investors. Those big dogs were going after the mid-markets just as well because they didn't find what they wanted in the larger markets. Now they're pulling away from it. So what does that mean? It certainly is not a bad omen at all. What it really means is it's an opportunity for all of us. It's a chance for the person that just bought the $10 million house from you to start looking at owning their properties instead of leasing their properties. There's a chance for your investor to get into a market and get a terrific rate of return and have an opportunity to place those funds that they've been wanting to place. So even though we read about elevating interest rates and problems in not enough employees and all that, there are opportunities in commercial. We're seeing it now. We've got escrows, closings, so many offers that are out there, and dynamic work by all of you. And this is going to result in great commissions. And I just encourage you to keep your eyes open. Let's have conversations about how we can work with you to leverage those relationships that you have so that you can provide the added value which differentiates you to your clients so that you have long-term relationships. And it's exciting. It's an exciting market. And I encourage you, keep looking, keep asking questions, keep picking up the phone and calling. We have some terrific agents that are ready to work with you, and we're ready to do skills transfers. So thank you everybody for your time and attention. And thank you for all the work that you're putting into this. This has just been a real joy. And I'm going to pass it off to Christine.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, everybody. What a great meeting. There's a lot of very helpful information that everyone provided today. So I'm really excited about what we discussed. I just have 2 things to add, and then we'll finish up for the day. Is just a reminder back to Agent Elevated to I really encourage everyone to watch the listing presentation video that Scott and Lauren put together. I think a lot of the questions that you have, you'll find the answers in that video. And then an added benefit, if you're not aware, is Lauren did a great job in creating a listing checklist. We also have one for a buyer's checklist, and she just placed it in Broker's Mint. So I encourage you to go there, print it. It's definitely a value proposition when you're presenting to show your client an exact checklist of what both of you are going to be doing through the transaction. So it's helpful for you as an agent to see the steps. I think there's like 184 items on the listing checklist, but it's definitely in where we are in this market to be able to share with your seller and your buyer exactly what you're going to be doing behind the scenes with the transaction. So please take a look at that. You'll find it in Broker Mint. If you can't find it, if you have questions, just reach out to me and I'll get that to you. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, oh, there she goes. She's so good. I wanted
So it's under library, you guys.
Right,
So
they're in the
when you're-
library.
under library, you'll see we're going to be having the agent and CAM book will be uploaded once it's completed, and then all of our checklists are in here as
Look at
well.
that.
So
There we go. This is a really great tool to present in your listing presentation.
Team, if you're not telling the seller what you're going to do for them, they don't know.
They don't know. And
Yeah.
this is visual.
We're-
Visual is very important.
And we're out of time now, but we will,
Okay.
we'll talk more about listing presentation at another meeting. Thank you, everybody. Much success. Shout
you.
out to Kim Ornelas at Agent Escrow, continuing to close difficult transactions for us day after day after day. Thank you all for the great support, and happy hunting. Let's continue the conversation. We're going to help you grow and win. And so thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.